Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm a plane.
And this is the Bible Reloaded. Yeah.
Vroom. That's a car sound.
Yeah, that's...
Whoosh.
That's not really what planes sound like either. Planes sound like all my fears culminated into a giant metal bird of death. Have I mentioned I don't like flying? I'm afraid of flying.
Yeah, it's because you're a coward.
It is.
Luckily, we're going to do some exposure therapy with this Tract, Flight 144.
Okay, I guess I can...
That was a good segue.
I can handle comic book flights because I'm not really on them.
Well, spoilers, this one crashes.
Oh, bummer. Anyway, Jack Chick has an opinion on airplanes. Here we go, Flight 144. Oh no! Excuse me, miss, are we in trouble? Look at my... She dressed up for this plane, Jesus Christ. You know, they say people used to dress up for planes because, you know, it used to be if you were poor, you took a fucking bus. I guess now if you're poor, you still take a bus. But this was like a magic bus that only rich people could fly on.
To be fair, they also dressed up for, like, the Titanic.
Yeah.
That didn't work. Why is there a caveman on this flight?
This is pre-9/11 when you could still allow Neanderthals on the plane.
No, ma'am. Everything is under control. I mean, everything besides your ridiculous outfit.
The fucking... Look at the wing! It's on fire! I can see it!
That's fine. I fly all the time, and that's fine. It's just fire.
I feel like fucking William Shatner in that episode of Twilight Zone. Alternatively, John Lithgow in the Twilight Zone movie.
Passengers, we got a wing on fire right now, and cruising at about 35,000 feet. I would have to ask every one of you to sit down in your seats, because we are fucked. Also, if you look out your window on the left side of the plane, you can see Denver. And if we were to land, it would be about 75 degrees, and weed is legal. So there's an upshot here if we make it. This is Flight 144. One engine is dead. The other one is on fire. And I gotta be honest, I was midway through my third Pornhub video, and I did not come yet.
Captain, this is the tower. Gonna give you a little 10-4 on that. I'm more of a red tube guy, so I can't really speak for the quality of Pornhub videos, but I'm telling you, get on that red tube. You'll be coming immediately. As for the engine problems, there's not much I can do for you here on the ground, so at least try and come before you die.
Yeah, it looks like we're probably not really gonna land at all. Because suddenly there's just an ocean beneath us.
I said...
Does that mean that it's over?
Over?
Wait, was that the end of your message, or did you mean over?
I don't know how to do the over bit. Is kind of one of those things that everyone's already done, so I'm not going to do an over bit. Over.
Deal.
We're going to cut to the flashback now, alright?
Okay, flashback. Tarantino. Zambolo Airport. 3 hours... what? Zambolo? That's a made-up African country. There's no... Hold on. Now I have to Google to see if Zambolo's a thing.
I don't believe Jack Chick is aware of any countries outside of the United States. I have a hard time believing he'd know any of them, especially one of the brown ones.
Zambolo. No, hold on. Let's do images. No, those are a bunch of people. Let's do a map. Zambolo map. Country. Let's type in country.
I believe in you.
Only in the Chick Tract. The first thing that pops up is the Chick Tract.
Okay, so definitely Jack Chick made up a brown people country because he couldn't think of literally any of the real ones.
I don't think it's illegal to say, like, Zimbabwe.
Why the big crowd?
Just imagine I sound like Don Cheadle in Hotel Rwanda. Some famous missionaries are flying to the States.
Oh, can we do that now?
But Don Cheadle voice.
Can we just be so lazy we just say, imagine I'm doing this voice and then just talk normally? Because then, honestly, my job just got so much easier. And trust me, it was already pretty fucking easy.
Yeah, there's a certain line that if you fail enough at an accent, it's just super racist. I'm not willing to go there. The Davidsons are going to America to raise funds for another hospital. Wow, they sound like really good people.
I'm gonna backtrack real quick. I know you moved on, but firstly, can we point out that he said some famous missionaries?
Actually, I think it's a lady because there's an earring, but let's assume it's just a trendy guy. Yeah, I can't name. Are there famous missionaries?
The only ones that you could even possibly think of are probably people like Mother Teresa, who was probably a piece of shit, and probably some televangelists.
Bill and Melinda Gates aren't missionaries, but they do.
They're philanthropists.
Humanitarian things. Yeah, maybe these are just philanthropists that happen to be Christian.
Yeah,
which is fine. I think the wrong word was used here. I agree. The only missionaries I like are Pornhub. Again. We'll be back soon. We're very old and very rich, and we help brown people.
We love you all. I am a brown person. We'll be praying for you. I am also a brown person.
I can't tell what demographic you are all from, because there's different shades. Like, the person on the left here looks like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
A little bit. I found her, which is good. And then there's a full burqa, and then what looks like Turkish men.
I think Jack Chick knows that other people have different cultures and different things, but he doesn't understand that they themselves are separate from each other. I'm actually impressed there isn't someone with like a sombrero and a kilt somewhere in here. Braveheart makeup, like he just doesn't realize that's not just a thing Scottish people wear.
Yeah, all Scots wear fucking Braveheart makeup. We know this. These are your seats, Reverend.
Wow, they're sitting next to me. That's
how tickets work, kid. Okay, yeah.
I've never been excited someone was sitting next to me on a plane before. Planes are terrible, people are terrible, planes with people are worse.
The first time I was ever on an airplane, it was one of those ones with, it's got 2 rows, but only like 2 seats on each row. Mm-hmm. And then like no overhead space whatsoever. And I was next to a sick, redheaded, sweaty man. And he had like freckle arms. That's how redheaded he was. He had freckle arms.
Well, that's disgusting. But the first time I ever flew was a flight. I think it was from like Flint to Detroit.
No.
Yeah, it was just a changeover to get to Florida or something. I don't remember. Maybe it was Texas.
I've flown that flight. It's terrible.
This was right before 9/11. Like, this was my first flight. Was like I'm amazed this happened because I know kind of what flying was like right before 9/11 and right after because I only experienced it prior like once. Yeah. It was before it was such a small plane. They literally had us go and walk on the tarmac and walk to the plane. Yeah. Like, that is a no-go. Now they would never let you do that ever. You got to walk down that. I don't know what
I've been on a tarmac before, but I mean, not just straight to the tarmac.
No, it was totally there. And then, we just got on the plane and no one was like, hey, should we scare the brown people yet? Nah, it's fine. Then like a month later, they were like, oh, this isn't a fun thing to do anymore. Say hello to the TSA. They'll be poking your butthole for the next 16 years.
Delighted to meet you, Ed. Why do I know your name already?
It's just, I just look
like
a 10.
Are you wearing a name tag?
Yeah. You've been in Africa. Wait, I used your voice. Why did I start using your voice that you used? Whoops.
You have a weird mirror situation going on.
When I get nervous, I just start talking like the person I'm talking to. You've been in Africa for 50 years?
How do you... Why are you spying on me?
I follow missionaries on www.missionaryposition.com so I can find out the position of every missionary in the world.
That's the dumbest joke you've ever made, and now I'm going to type in missionaryposition.com. Nope, it's available.
Oh, hey, there you go. Okay, anyone who wants to make a website specifically for the missionary position, it is available. Any of our fans, just so you know, if you're an entrepreneur, missionaryposition.com, get it. But we would like credit. Please put at the bottom. Visit the Bible Reloaded for your non-pornographic needs.
Yes, and with God's help, we've built 5 schools, 4 hospitals, and 1 just for lepers, which surprisingly has been empty since those don't happen anymore.
Lepers still exist.
Not enough for a whole hospital.
I've always wanted to be a leper because they get whole colonies on like tropical islands and you get to live out the rest of your disgusting life with other lepers and probably have freaky leper sex.
Or you could just be Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Johnny Depp is like the leper of people. Lepers aren't people.
Plus, we've fed and clothed thousands of deer natives. I spelled deer wrong here. I literally mean the animal deer. We feed tons of native deer.
The perspective on this plane is weird. I can't tell if it's from the bottom
going
or
up?
I think we are a skydiver who dove from a plane above this plane, but also he has super hearing, but only for these people because he can hear them on the outside of the plane.
Tell us about yourself. Are you okay, Doris? Doris?
I have seen the face of God, and he has given up on us.
Weren't you sleeping in the last just a second ago? And now your eyes are... Why are you looking into the camera?
All is lost. We are nothing but pawns in the game of life of an old man whose only job is to draw comics for the insanely religious.
Okay, tell you what, I'm going to continue talking to this young man here, and I am going to give you a third Ambien.
We're trapped in the YouTubes. We're nothing but fodder for two fat, one-bearded, creepy internet D-listers.
Well, I think that's all subjective. Maybe they're pretty good-looking young men and with successful, productive lives.
Nope, they're definitely not. They're pieces of shit. Everyone should leave.
But why don't you tell us about yourself, Ed? Wow, she is haunting.
I was a cook on a tanker until I killed a guy in a drunken brawl.
I'm sorry, did you just say that you were a cook on a tanker?
Oh, see, normally when I tell that story, that's not the part they stop me on, but yes, I definitely was. I can cook a mean tanker.
You cook the tanker?
I don't know foods, so that's the best I could do for you. That's the best I could do. I apologize.
You couldn't like say the word stew and make that work, or?
Well, it's got to be a tanker-specific food, though, right? What do you make on a tanker? Probably stew.
Yeah, there's nothing. You just got water and, I don't know, dried foods.
Okay, I redact what I said before. I cooked a stew. I cooked a mean stew.
Oh, good.
Also murder. I murdered a guy. Anyway, I just got out of jail last week, and that's where I got saved. The only guy I led to the Lord was my cellmate. That's nothing compared to what you've done. Also, I'm very open about my murders and felonies. Just so you know. This was pre-9/11, remember, so I could totally talk about this whenever I want on a plane.
Hold on. We're leaving Africa right now.
Yeah.
You know, the country of Zambolo.
Yeah, I was in a Zambolo jail. Have you seen that movie, Midnight... What's it called? Midnight something. That guy ends up in a Turkish prison and his girlfriend shoves her boobs against the glass and is like, "Oh, I love you." And he like jerks off on the glass.
A Turkish film?
No, it's an American film. Midnight Run. He gets caught in Turkey smuggling like heroin out of the country, and they capture him and put him in Turkish prison, and it's terrible.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I haven't seen that. I only watch PG or less.
Oh, no, definitely not PG. Jerks off to his girlfriend's titties. She's pressed against the gross Turkish glass.
Oh, well, how did you... Okay, so you're a white guy.
Yeah.
This is weird. I don't understand. Why would they let you out if you killed... Okay, whatever. We're gonna move on.
I can't imagine how many crowns you two will get in heaven.
We have spent our entire lives living the golden rule and doing good works for gods.
Good work.
I mean God. Just the one. I'm sorry, Dagon.
Good works are fine, but how many sinners have been saved through your ministry? It must be thousands, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't really know. But no, Ed, you don't really understand our business model. God called us to help the deer people lead better lives. Kind of like, do you remember that music video from Fall Out Boy, Sugar, We're Going Down, and the boy was part deer?
No.
He's just the one guy. Some of you remember Sugar, we're going down, and the deer boy? Anyways, Doris, you look like an old Maya Rudolph.
I have no lines because I'm a woman and don't deserve to speak.
That's true. You're right. Ed, would you like to talk instead?
You mean you don't tell them how to get saved?
It may have come up a time or two. We're busy helping people. Like, we're actively built. Like, do you know how many buildings I've genuinely built with my own hands? I build hospitals. I built a dialysis center 2 weeks ago. For the deer people, who, by the way, have 7 kidneys.
Do deer people get a lot of diabetes?
Deer people they eat root vegetables and they forage a lot, and it clogs them up.
Okay, just checking. I think it's cute that Jack Chick thinks that Christian charities go and do things and mission in other countries without bringing up Jesus. Like,
right.
Like really? Come on.
Who's that guy on that cross that's bleeding? Don't worry about it. Just enjoy this hospital and shut up.
Reverend Davidson, are you sure you and your wife are ready to meet the Lord? Also, this plane is on fire. Somehow we had not noticed it up until this point.
Why did the plane was on fire?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it really is.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Did they not check the planes before takeoff in Zambolo?
The fire tank was way too full, so the fire's starting to leak out of the plane. I don't know how planes work. I assume they're fueled by fire and the magic of the Lord.
Attention, this is, your captain, speaking. If you could, fasten your seat belts, so that you can't escape the fire, from the, left side, wing here. We're gonna try an emergency landing in the, Pacific Ocean. Over.
The Bible says that good works can't save anyone. The only works that matter is what Jesus did for us on the cross.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I do, but did Jesus build a hospital?
No,
Because I built 4.
He gave some people some fish once and some bread. Is that a hospital?
No, I built a fish sanctuary. And I bought like 7 of those slingshot things that purify water in Africa. And we brought those over. Kids have been drinking. We saved literally like 500,000 lives in the last decade.
Yeah, but they're brown lives, so Jesus considered those like 2/5 of a person. He honestly, when Jesus heard about the 3/5 compromise, he was pissed off. He's like, they're giving him a whole extra 5th that they just don't deserve. Why don't you two give your hearts to Christ now? Why does Jack Chick think there are Christians who are not... I'm not saying, are there cultural Christians? Absolutely. But if they're calling themselves Christians, I guarantee 99.9% of the time, they are, air quotes, saved. They did that prayer. They did the thing. They
Just
know.
because they also do works doesn't mean...
Yeah.
Like that they don't believe that anyways. God damn it, Ed, would you just shut up? Can't you see we're going to crash into an ocean? There's no land there, which... Okay, when you think about it, like a plane crash, in your head you always think, oh yeah, definitely, I would like to crash into water, it's not that bad. But drowning hurts.
Yeah.
Drowning would suck balls. We're about to do that. And oh, you're over here jibber-jabbering your flippy-flappy lips about Jesus, when all I'm worried about is the plane crash, and also Doris is clearly tripping balls. She's rubbing my face right now. I don't even understand.
I think someone slipped something into my duty-free Tic Tacs.
Yes, those were Ambien, dear. I told you to only take the one.
Oh, I took them all.
Would you stop stroking my ethereal tusks?
I don't think I should have, given some to the mechanic before we got on the plane.
Oh, this explains a lot. Crash!
Wow, they hit that water real steep. He didn't even try to pull up. Jesus. And that is the prequel to BioShock. Fun fact.
And no one survives. But the plane stays intact at the bottom of the ocean, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like a little submarine.
The fish seem pretty indifferent to it.
That's a huge fish. I assume he thinks Like when Jack Chick drew that, he's like, oh, this one's closer to our point of view. No. The way you drew that, it looks like it's on par, like parallel to that airplane. It's terrible.
This fish is a sociopath. He isn't even trying to save anyone.
He's a terrible fish. What an awful, awful fish.
Yep, here we are. Knew this was coming. Where are we going? I'm not fazed by any of this, by the way. I knew this was going to happen with 100% certainty. I had no doubts that when we crashed, ethereal ghost me would be pulled out of the airplane underwater by an angel.
Oh no, man! I'm not an angel. I'm Matthew McConaughey, bro.
Oh wow, he does look like Matthew McConaughey. Thanks, Matthew McConaughey, Ghost.
Hey, you're welcome.
You were real good in Interstellar and
thanks.
Texas Buyers Club.
Yeah. Here, let me give you a little bit of a line from Interstellar, like, "Don't let him go, Murph." See?
Yeah, that was pretty
Nailed
good.
it.
You were in.
I'm pretty sure I got an Oscar for that, and then I also got a car commercial where I was just in it.
Yeah, you were really bad in Contact, though. By the way, you should not have done Contact.
This McConaughey voice is kind of breaking up, and it was okay at the beginning, and now it's it's really leaving me. So let's just we're gonna go to your beautiful mansion in heaven.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Can we have naked bongo sessions?
No.
It's time for judgment.
Wait a second. Are you MacGyver from the 80s?
Yes, definitely. I died on set, actually. I was trying to make a bomb out of some toothpicks, a rubber band, and Jodie Foster's career, and don't know, blew up in my face. That's why you don't ever work with Jodie Foster's career. It's too unstable.
Don't worry, Doris. We'll be rewarded for all our good works.
This is some good shit. You need to
How are you still high? We are souls now.
I think
We're
stuck
ghosts.
like this forever.
That's kind of a raw deal, isn't it?
I guess. I feel like we're underwater. I think MacGyver's flying us through the ocean. That's
all true. No, that's true. That's all true, yeah.
Oh, shit. This is the best. Do drugs, kids. By the way, drugs are just the best.
The Davidsons stand before God.
I never knew you. Depart from me. I'm not feeling it. Don't think so. She's high as fuck, which I normally would appreciate, but she didn't bring any for the rest of the class, so you gots to go.
Hold on a minute. You've made a horrible mistake, Lord.
Gots to go. Gots to go.
No, I don't. What, did you take my... Okay, hold on. I was wearing clothes in the ocean with the MacGyver angel?
Yeah.
And now I'm naked. Did you do that?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's like Matthew McConaughey came up here a while ago, and he was like, dude, you know what sounds awesome? Let's just freeball it. Let's just be all natural. And then he said, like, all right, but, like, weird. I don't know.
Take off your clothes, Murph!
Okay, definitely don't take off Murph's clothes, because in that scene, she is definitely underage. Just saying. The time dilation, bullshit. Still a minor. I'm watching you, McConaughey. Anyway, I'm going to take this robe off in a second, and I'm going to be honest, you're going to be horrified by what's underneath, but you're going to have to deal with it, okay? So...
Don't you know who we are?
I don't know, you look a little bit like grosser, naked Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, we sacrificed everything to serve people in your name, so obviously this is a mistake, and wow, Doris, I haven't seen you naked since 1993. I don't know if I'm turned on or off.
I think the hole sealed itself. It's been a long time.
We suffered for 50 years in remote jungles of Africa, far from our home and family. They didn't think to buy a home over 50 years? They were like, I don't know, we're gonna rough it in Africa, in the jungle.
What counts as roughing it in the jungles of Africa? I'm not talking about, like, the decent part. I'm not talking about Egypt. I'm not talking about South Africa. In sub-Saharan shit, warlord, Coney, 2012, fucking... We are the world. Do they know it's Christmas time? Africa. What counts as roughing it?
Is just being.
Breathing? What are you doing that is objectively harder than anything else anyone else is dealing with in that part of Africa?
Guys, Africa's not that bad, and they have the infrastructure. Shut up!
Are you gonna move?
You don't want to live in Africa. You don't want to live in Africa.
We were good people. We did everything we could to help those poor people in need. Oh, she got an actual line. Good. Jack Chick remembered that women can talk. That's neat.
Yes, we helped the deer people. They're going to rise up.
Since we're dead anyway, I think I need to get something off my chest here. I may have slept with some of the deer people.
Really?
Yeah, they're very virile and their poops are tiny like pellets. Our good works far exceeded any bad we did. Don't our good works count for anything? No, they don't. I did all the work necessary for salvation when I died on the cross. Did I mention I'm also Jesus? I am Jesus God. Yeah, I know Trinity, but usually in the Jack Chick comics, they're separate entities for some reason, so there you go.
Why don't you have a face?
Yeah, whatever. He should, at least if he's gonna be Jesus right here, have him have no face, but at least a beard.
Lord, we met many wonderful people of other religions who did good works in your name, which is super weird. That doesn't make any goddamn sense whatsoever. Yeah, you know, those Muslims that are like, oh yeah, we love fucking doing stuff for Jesus. What about all of them? Were they wrong?
Oh, yeah, totally. They were objectively wrong. In the Bible, I said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me, especially people who have never heard of me, by the way. Like, if you grew up in, like, isolated tribe somewhere, no contact with the outside world, doubly so I expect you to be Christian. That's when you prestige. That's like after you reincarnate for the third time. I'm like, okay, hard mode, here you go.
This means millions of people who are trusting in their good works are going to hell.
Oh, yeah. I didn't build it. Honestly, the rules used to be more lax, but I put a big expansion on hell a couple centuries back, and I was like, I gotta fill these rooms. I'm not just gonna let them sit there. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. I know what it is, but I'm still buying in. Yes, that's true. Here's why. I don't normally give people explanations, but for some reason I give a shit about your gross, wrinkly bodies. Anyway.
Is that man eating an eggplant?
Yeah, Adam and Eve, the tree was an eggplant tree. I don't even think eggplants grow on trees. I just thought it was funny.
Those look just like eggplants.
Yeah, they ate my comedy relief tree, which is why I was not having it. Because of Adam and Eve's rebellion, sin entered the world. For many years, people sacrificed animals to temporarily cover their sins, or at least that's what shitty Christian apologetics would tell you if you're trying to rectify or justify the Old Testament.
But didn't you tell them to do that? I specifically remember the Cain and Abel thing.
Oh, no, I told them to do it. It was just total bullshit. Then, to take care of the sin problem once for all, I became a man and shed my precious blood to wash away your sins. For God's blah blah blah, you get it. Blah blah blah. It is finished. 3 days later, I rose from the dead and returned to heaven to sit next to my Father, even though it's me. Isn't that convoluted? Does that make sense? There you go. My precious gift, eternal life, was now available to all mankind, except the Jews, Muslims, anything other than white Protestant Christians.
I am both of those things.
Oh, you didn't do one of the things though. So you're a white Protestant man. You're straight. But for some reason you weren't saved, I guess? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there was a clerical error.
No, so, like, it's just, honestly, it's a really selective club. 0.001% of every human being who's ever lived gets into heaven. It's just how it is.
No, I need to know. Wait, so Jehovah's Witnesses were right?
Sometimes. I let them in a technicality every once in a while, but that's just because I hate birthday parties. I'm always so embarrassed. Those who place their trust in me, Jesus Christ, receive this gift. Those who trust in their good works are lost. You seen that show? It's real good. There's like a sideways dimension. I don't know. If good works could save, do you think I'd have suffered and died on the cross? I mean, that shit hurts. Have you ever had stuff nailed through your hands? Not pleasant.
Yes! I spent 50 years in Africa. I knew Coney.
Yeah, Coney. He's a card. He's up here. He got in. I don't know how.
What?
Snuck in. Child army.
What?
He covered himself in children, and then he snuck in them, and once you're in, you're in. Hitler did the same thing, but he was covered in the ashes of the Jews he had killed.
Wow. So it's kind of like, you're kind of like the Predator in this situation, and the children or the Jew ashes were like the mud Arnold Schwarzenegger covered his body in, which doesn't make sense because the Predator had heat vision, and he should have been able to see, like this, the mud would have heated up. It wasn't going to be room temperature.
It's not a conductor of heat, though, so it's okay. This isn't fair. We weren't told any of this. Yeah.
Doris, shut your whore mouth!
2 lines now. That's awesome. Good for you, Jack Chick. It's almost like he's spearheading women's liberation.
I'm sure he burned some bras in his day.
Yeah. Of the murder victims he kept in his basement.
This is his version of free bleed.
Ew. Yes, it's all in the Bible, but you rejected my word and me. There is a way which seemeth right unto man, but the end thereof are always of death.
Matthew McConaughey, I trusted you! Go into hell, Murph!
Don't let this happen to you. Trust Jesus Christ right now. Yeah, this one was bad.
Is Murph in hell? Murph.
Now I want to watch Interstellar.
I watched that the other day. It's a good flick.
Good movie. It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on my laptop.
Yeah. Anyway.
Legally? Question mark?
I watched Steve Jobs the other day with Michael Fassbender, which I already told you, but it's a good movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael
Was
Fassbender.
he Magneto?
Yes, it turns out at the end he makes all the iPods come to life and he cuts everyone's head off. Sacrificially kills Steve Wozniak. So, yeah. Anyway, so thanks everyone. If you want to recommend any of the tracks for us to do so in the comments. It always helps if it's one that's not just like narration. Try and have it be one where it's conversational. You can always check us out on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can always follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded. You can also subscribe to the channel and get things that for free, basically. All it costs is the energy of one click of the button. And also you should check out After the Gold Rush, which is a return to the optimistic science fiction, and it tells the story of conflict between science and religion, following the last scientist, Scout, as she returns to her ancestral home of Earth, only to find it in a state of wilderness. It's not post-apocalyptic, though. Something else has happened. It has themes of hard science, skepticism, and atheism. And then say whatevs BS you fucking want. Will do, person who wrote this blurb for me. Will do. I've actually read some of it. It's very good. And right now, their Kickstarter is live to print issue number 2, and it's really, really awesome. So you should go to the Kickstarter and back them, because what they're doing is actually really, really awesome. And also, they are helping us make a Hugo and Jake comic book called The Adventures of Hugo and Jake. And the first issue will be available eventually, soon. Here's a teaser art. Teaser art. And when that comes out, obviously we'll help you get a hold of it. We'll probably do some readings on the show and stuff, and you can buy them and whatever, and it'd be cool. So basically, go back it. And if you do back it, you are guaranteed to get whatever sex you like. But if you don't back it, you get whatever sex you don't prefer. And if that offends you, you should consider why, and learn to be more secure and confident.
Nice plug. That's a good plug, Jake. Okay, you can donate to our Patreon if you want, if you made it this far. We do a once-a-month Patreon-only hangout, and that's a lot of fun. Other than that,
I sure do love hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm a plane still.
And is that the plane?
My wing's on fire!
Oh, I didn't know the plane had a voice. All right, and
it was the plane the whole time. Yeah. Twist!
This has been the Bible Reloaded. Please come back. I promise next time we'll try harder.
No, we won't. This is the maximum amount of effort we could possibly give.
It's okay, but if they come back next time, then I'll just say it again and they'll keep coming back. It's fine. Just shut up.